people's pension funds are being evaporated in more ways than you know. And we're going to dig into this right now so you can see this, because this is really scary when you flip it on its head. So Canadians now expect to need $1.7 million in order to retire, according to a Bank of Montreal survey. So that is absolutely insane. Canadians now believe they need 1.7 million in savings in order to retire, a 20% increase from 2020, according to a BMO survey. Now, if you're thinking about that, if people believe that they need a 20% increase in order to retire, what does that mean for people who've already got pensions has happened between that period of 2020 to 2023? It means their pension value has gone down 20% because they've lost that much in purchasing power. And I don't need to tell you that. I think you could probably work that out on your own. But the thing that I find alarming about this whole situation when it comes to pensions, especially looking into the future, especially if you're like a millennial or a Gen Z, because essentially if you're in those generations, trying to save up for retirement could be absolutely impossible for you. And not only that, it could be a complete waste of money, because by the time you get to retirement, who knows what's going to happen to the currency. But likely the probability is it will have been destroyed faster than you can build a retirement in it. So you need to seek out alternative methods. And that's why we've seen so many people that have been pushed out on the risk curve over 2020 and 2021, because they're looking for that get rich quick scheme, because they are so desperate, because they know how much their purchasing power is being destroyed by things like inflation. And I think 20% is actually on the low amount. So the results reflect Canadians' concerns about current economic conditions, particularly inflation and higher prices, said Caroline Dabu, head of wealth distribution and advisory services at BMO Financial Group. So again, they're talking about how they believe that they're going to need 20% more because of high inflation. But the thing is, you have to think that through, because inflation has been a lot higher than the CPI and the government has been telling people. We already know about food inflation has been above 11% now, and it's probably more like 20-30%. So, let's say inflation went up at 30 or 40% over the past 4 years, or extrapolating it out into 2024. People's pensions are being devalued so quickly that they aren't going to be able to retire by just literally getting a mutual fund or a normal RRSP or anything like that. So what we're staring at down the road is a massive retirement crisis. And I hope you can see that. And that is why I believe it's kind of pointless for millennials and Gen Zs to actually even bother trying to build a retirement. And I know that sounds absolutely insane, and that's not financial advice. You do what is right for you. But that's just my belief, my opinion, because I look out to the future and think about probabilities of different things happening. And I think that, anyways. But let's take a look at what that generation actually is thinking. Millennial and Generation Z Canadians are most nervous about their ability to save and invest right now, the survey found. However, all age groups, 74% of survey respondents said they are concerned about how current economic conditions will affect their financial situation, and 59% said their economic conditions have affected their confidence in meeting their retirement goals. I mean, it is just mad, the crisis that we're staring at down the road. And you can really think about this and really think this through. And I would urge you to think this through on your own time and really think about retirement. In my opinion, the best retirement for me anyways, I think, is going to be gold. Just buying physical gold, just having it vaulted and just accumulating that physical gold, the precious metals like silver, throughout my life is going to be more beneficial to me to insure me against the government stupidity, the devaluation of the currency, than any RRSP, mutual fund, index fund will be able to provide. They won't be able to provide the same insurance, as we've seen with what's happened throughout 2020, 2021, 2022. And now in 2023, and look where gold is today. And no doubt it will come down at some other point in time. But the reality is, every time the government's fiscal response goes up, gold goes up. Every time there is an economic crisis, gold goes up. And it does go down at the start, but it ends up going higher and not coming back down after that. So it's very, very interesting. But I'm not telling you to save all your money in gold or anything like that. That's a decision that you have to make on your own. All I'm saying is that I think RRSPs and saving for retirement, if you're talking more than 30 years, is just going to be a disaster for most people, because you can't even think about that long. You can't even think on that longer time frame, really. So you really just have to think about the next 10, 20 years. Things are going to be changing with the dollar. Things are going to be changing with a lot of these fiat currencies. So anyways, it's going to be interesting. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, you might like this video here. You might also like this video here. I will see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves, guys. Peace and love.